Hello, my name is Abel Verweg. I'm a product marketing manager at Mendix, working from home, as you can see. And this 100% remote situation is something which is new for all of us. But when it comes to starting a new Mendix project and building a nice, successful application, there are some tips and tricks we would like to share with you. And therefore, I have Olav Jansen here today. Olav, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Olav Jansen. I'm a senior consultant at Mendix Expert Services for 7 years now. So what we normally do is we enable a customer with the Mendix platform. So we train them, we help them build their first app, we teach them all the best practices and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah. So actually, we are former team members. I was also in the expert services team. Um, Normally, we typically would go to a customer. Well, now you can't, so you're in a remote situation. Does that make your work very different?
Well, I think the biggest difference is that you're not in one room or in one building, so the communication is harder. Asking questions to your co-developers or to the product owner, I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that also the delivery approach of our team didn't change, and it is something that might help people at home. So that's why we would like to share that. So typically in the delivery approach we take, we first have a sprint zero. So think about a couple of days where you get your whole team together, and the goal really here is to get alignment. We have some additional documentation and some tools for you actually. So we'll make sure to post that, and then we move on to the build sprints. Well, just a little bit more about sprint zero. The biggest tip we could give you there is plan in all your meetings beforehand. Working from home, it just makes sense, right? You get distracted, people have other things going on, you might get a little bit sloppy. But with Mendix, you can build and move so fast that it's important to get feedback in, to do your daily stand-ups and have people actually present during those meetings. And therefore, you can already plan them in the beginning. If you don't have your Scrum Master or PO, just yeah, let a developer do it or take the role on you as a product owner. If we move to the build sprints, what do you think is the most important there, Olaf?
So yeah, what I've said before is I think the communication is really important. So normally when you're at the customer, you're sitting next to the product owner, you have a question, you can directly ask him, change your model based on the answer. And I think it's harder to get that done now you're working from home. So it's really important that you still keep communicating with the product owner. Maybe um, schedule a meeting every day to ask your questions to be sure you have that moment with a product owner and ask your questions. But also the feedback from the stakeholders is also still really important. So they need to keep testing. And so I think you should also schedule some moments where they do some test work and you get you the feedback the feedback you need to to develop your app.
Yeah,
Um,
no, makes a lot of sense to me. I think that's a great idea. Um, are there also ways that to make it maybe more visual, how you use Mendix as a tool to actually collaborate? Because that's where Mendix is for.
yeah, sure. Yes, you can share your screen, show your modeler, share your logic with the team or with the product owner. You can go through it, or maybe your domain model, so that everybody understands the underlying data structure, stuff like that. And also during the Scrum events like the daily stand up, you can use Mendix Printer and the backlog to go through the stories and yeah, talk about those during the stand up. So you can use the Mendix tool, so or the rest of the platform to help during your work from home.
Yeah. So actually, it's not that much has changed with Mendix. You can still build as fast as ever before, but you just have to take a little bit more ownership about planning and communication to really use the tool. And indeed, something what I also what we always do in projects is that if we set the MVP in the sprint zero, that we put it in the project. So everybody is part of the Sprinter project, and we can refer back to it if new things pop up and that withholds you from bringing your application live. Yeah, Olav, thank you very much. I think these are useful reminders on how to use the platform in this remote situation. If anybody has any other tips, please feel free to write them down below. And maybe one last tip, which is something which coming out of the community, is to record sessions. So record your demo, record your retrospective. That if you're working with a globally dispersed team, you can actually get everybody up to speed fast. And if you have any tips for us, please let us know. And then I would like to thank you, Olav, for your time today. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.